right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How is everybody doing this evening? I am Lampy28, and tonight with me I have co-caster Will Sell My P. First time as a co-caster here on the IVRL, making her debut. How are you, Will?
Hello. Great, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
This is very exciting and very nerve-wracking.
Well, welcome to casting in general. You know, you're just going to co-cast tonight, which is still an amazing experience for everybody here. Will being on Dark Matter, who is a very renowned team here in the IVRL and all other Onward leagues. And we're so excited to have you and your experience in the league with us here this evening.
I will try not to sound like I am absolutely brand new.
Oh, absolutely not. So let's get into tonight's matchup. This is season 1 in the IVRL, week number 13. We have Kai versus Notorious. And how are these guys doing as far as the standings and the league goes?
Currently Kai is sitting at number 7 and Notorious is at number 11 right now. So this is a pretty good contested matchup right now. A little bit of space between the two, but not enough that you would think that there would be a complete blowover on one team versus the other.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it should be a good matchup. We've casted Kai plenty of times. Notorious, not so much, but I've seen them play. We all know, people that are in the league know Notorious, know the players on there. We've seen their records. We've seen them in comp lobbies. So they can definitely hold their own against a team like Kai. So very exciting to see how this goes. Quarantine being the first map pick. What do you think about Quarantine?
Honestly, maybe it's just me, but I haven't actually seen Quarantine played very often lately in matchups. Maybe it's just speaking from personal experience, but I feel like it's been a while since I've seen a Quarantine cast. I'm very excited to see how both these teams play out.
Yeah, it's not a super popular pick, and maybe due to the fact that Quarantine has like 14 objectives to choose from, that even if you pick Quarantine and you're really good at it as a team, you truly don't know what you're going to come across on Quarantine because there's so many objectives that it's so hard to plan for. You can plan for a few great pushes and plays on certain objectives, but when you're dealt up with 14 of them, you truly don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing is there's a lot of the long-standing teams have a lot of experience playing Quarantine, so sometimes the newer teams might be a little bit more hesitant to choose it, considering it's been a map that's been around since the very beginning, and they might be a little wary of choosing a map that's been so legacy in the game. So it's actually very nice to see Notorious, that is more of a newer team, not banning it, and we get to watch them play it out.
Yeah, and as we're speaking of bans, let's jump in and check those out. So in the IVRL, there's sets. They got set 1, 2, and 3 during the season. We're in the middle of the season here, being week 13, and we are on set number 2. And in the ban pool, in the map pool, there are 10 total maps that you can choose from. 8 DPI maps, 2 custom maps, which is USS and Quest. And tonight's bans, what happens is the home team gets to ban 2 maps, the away team gets to ban 2 maps, and then the home team gets to pick their first map. The home team, Kai, has banned Cargo and USS Quest, and I believe we can see a pattern there as shipping containers. Apparently they don't like shipping containers, so they're going to ban those 2. No, but they're more close quarter maps, lots of action, lot less communication, and just fly by the seat of your pants type of play there. And then jumping over to what Notorious has banned is Suburbia and Bazaar. And Suburbia being another close quarter map. And we're not sure if they're bans of strength or of weakness, what side of the teams like or dislike those. And Bazaar is their second ban there, which is another, it's a large scale map, but it plays as a small map. As yourself, you've been in the league for a long time. You played a lot of Bazaar. Your thoughts on Bazaar?
I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there with Bazaar, being as it is a large map sort of on paper, but if you break it down into quadrants, it does become sort of a smaller map where you run into a lot of close quarter contact. So you sort of need to be a jack of all trades if you're going to pick Bazaar. You need to be able to play and have the idea of playing a larger map, but also be prepared to play sort of some smaller head-to-heads. So
exactly.
Bazaar, I feel like, is something that if you're going to pick it, you need to be sort of good at all of it.
Correct. Yeah, you have to
And
have strategies moving across a large map like that. And like you said, breaking up it in quadrants, you even have to plan it in offense or defense into quadrants. So you have a cargo that's 4 cargos per se. You know, I mean, you have
exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, when you get into that quadrant where all the action happens, the communications is going to get less because there's just so much happening in that little area. But up until that point, you're going to have a lot or much more needed communication getting to that point. So very excited to see how this is going to play out here. Let's jump back into the scoreboard. We are very close to a full lobby. We have 9 members currently, and it does look like the beeps are going off. We're going to jump into gameplay. And as you can tell, there are only 9 members of it in the lobby. Notorious only having 4 currently, but it looks like things are going to jump off here. We have what we got? We got the hospital OBJ?
Yeah, the original hospital OBJ just outside.
Yep, right by, as I hit every wall going to there. Right outside by the ambulance. Wicca, Captain Timo, Ranger, and Llewellyn all here on Notorious, setting up for the defense. And we have a north spawn from the offense. Let's see. Phonic right up near North Hotel. Engage also backing him up. And then a very heavy west push coming from these guys, or east push, I apologize. Ranger wrapping around Motel, Hotel, Holiday Inn there, as most people call it. Base and Etch pushing up underneath the scaffolding overpass.
It looks like Captain Timo here is taking a pretty standard position on the hospital stairs, looking towards the west. I don't think anyone's quite called out that it has been an north spawn yet, with an east push. So curious to see how the rotations are going to come out once that is identified.
Yeah, and Captain Timo's position is very, very strong there. If you are watching that west push around, coming around the plane, coming towards gas station, very dark inside that hallway to where the player's avatar is very hard to spot due to black on black.
Shots at him. I don't know if I got him or not. Did I get him?
And base in gunfights here with members on the hospital. Looks like Wicca possibly peeking over that wall.
So it looks like Wicca has identified the push over there in the east. Captain Tino seems to have turned his attention towards the dunes over there in the south. I don't think I see anyone. Oh no, there is one. Phonic seems to be pushing towards the west. Hopefully they're ready for that.
Yeah, Semper in the dunes as well with that MCX is just putting shots into the hospital where Ranger is. But like you mentioned, you have Captain Timo in there, and he is in that dark room of the stairway, and it's so hard to pick that player out. It's meta enough where it gets pre-fired, but it's so hard to spot that player out. And with the 180 turn, you can look south in the dunes or you can look west towards the gas station. Both very powerful positions to guard from. And base finding Ranger.
Yeah, I got a shot on him. I don't know if I killed him or not, though.
And we are quickly at a 5v3 just like that with Notorious down 1 man. Hopefully that they do have another player coming in shortly.
Phonic does seem to be creeping his way up slowly into the burning building over here. Curious to see if he'd be able to pick off Llewellyn. It seems to be watching towards his direction. Actually, he's watching more, but to the west. So he might have a good pick off Llewellyn and an opening into the west side of the hospital.
Yeah, Llewellyn playing a really powerful position between the 2 propane tanks. It's very hard to spot this guy in between the tanks due to the fact that he's under so much cover. You have the concrete wall towards burning, and you have the 2 tanks, obviously, and hospital to block him. And coming close to OBJ here is Base, and Phonic taking out Wicca, which is right on objective. Now, Base could rotate around, look for that cap. Captain Timo needs to come out. 2 players on the objective. Llewellyn coming around.
Oh, this is almost certainly a cap here.
Oh, and it was a cap.
Clean
Oh my!
Oh, it's a cap.
It's a cap. Wow.
Oof,
I mean, milliseconds there. Llewellyn almost made it in time to grab that kill. but a cap does come out from Engage. Wow. And caught on replay there. Impressive job by Kai. I mean, they did have a one-man advantage running into that, but no crash from the inside protection.
They did, yes. What a fantastic push by Kai there.
Yeah, we'll check that out one more time in full screen replay, see if this works for us tonight. Needs to come out. 2 players on the objective. Llewellyn coming around.
Oh, this is almost certainly a cap here.
Oh, and it was a cap. Oh my.
Oh, it's a cap.
It's a cap, as Will called out there. It was. Llewellyn made it back in time, but not in time. And man, very, very close. But excellent job.
I apologize that happened so quickly. I thought Llewellyn had actually cleaned up, but no, Engage managed to sneak it in.
He did. He did. There was 2 on objective. What, it was a base? It was base and Engage, both on objective, trying to cap. It was a race to the cap. They were battling each other who could get that stat line, and it almost would have been better. I mean, could have been better if one was saying, "Hey, I'll protect you," and have my gun up. But I think both of them were trying to get that stat line.
I think they both just wanted to get the cap. Everybody that possibly could get on that objective went there.
Yeah. And tough as it being, I mean, you're facing Kai already in general, but then you face him 5v4, and it's not an easy task by any means. Same objective, and we do have a round reset from Notorious. Hopefully, maybe they got their 5th coming in soon, and they are trying to buy themselves a little more time.
I hope so. Playing Quarantine with just 4 on your team is honestly just such a handicap.
It is, especially a map, like you said, of this size. And if people notice, we talked about it before the map even started. This is like 4 cargoes in 1, or whatever, however you want to call it, right? It's large quadrants, and there is Aylin, their 5th member. And, you know,
excellent.
If you break this map, let's just say into 5 different locations, and you take 1 away, you're losing the entire size of like a cargo or a USS Quest for someone to protect. So you're taking half that map away and giving it to the other team, or a 5th of that map away and giving it to the other team. And, you know, if you think about it that way, losing 1 player, you lose that much more of map coverage possibility.
Absolutely. It's good to see that they got their 5th in there.
Yep. We'd like to see a tight, good game here, and I believe that's what we're going to get now that we are 5v5. And, you know, Aylin showing up, you know, either late or not finding the lobby, internet issues. I mean, you got to realize that this is a 5v5 milsim game in VR, and you're playing with people all across the world, possibly. And it's technology, it's internet. Things aren't going to go smooth every single time you jump on this game. There's going to be delays. There's going to be storms that, you know, delay your internet or slow it down. You know, connection issues. You're just going to have that. And the patience that comes with that, you know, most of the people in the league and on the teams that we have here tonight, they're very understanding in that aspect of things, and, you know, have no issues of waiting for that person to jump back in. And if you haven't already, pay attention to the channel points and the predictions. Channel points are free points for your personal account as you're watching Twitch. So you earn points the longer that you watch our streams. If you subscribe or if you follow the channel, the more you chat, those are all ways to earn channel points. And we do have predictions up at the beginning of every map to where you can, you know, bet those channel points on who you feel like is going to win that map 1 and map 2. And, you know, as you're betting on those, it's going to last the entire map. And then at the end of the map, if you are a winner, you get a portion of the channel points that were betted against you. And it does look like Notorious is going to take a timeout here. So we will jump into a quick intermission, let you watch some highlights from previous games, and not have to listen to us talk the whole time. So we'll be back here in just a second. Go ahead and get yourself settled, grab some snacks, grab some drinks, and we will be back in just a minute. It does look like the Notorious has figured out their issues, and we are jumping right back into the lobby. Again, Kai with that first round cap. It was a 5v4 deficit right off the start, but Kai coming out 2 points ahead. And here in the IVRL, we are 2 maps in the game. First to 5, best of 9. And same objective coming out. And looks like Notorious has got the northeast spawn this time instead of the far north spawn. So Etch and Semper may be the first ones to interact with a few of the Notorious members here. Alan Kerr is taking a very wide approach, going underneath the highway, interstate, overpass, whatever you want to call it here, and trying to get an extreme angle on these guys. Alan has passed up what would have been Etch's laser and may run into Semper. Looks like they were called out because Semper is watching this corner very closely, and Semper does find Alan there, bringing this.
Oh, what a shot!
Yes, very good shot. Back to a 5v4. And Etch, wow, Ranger and Wicca both killing Semper at the same time. And as we can tell, like, the shots you hear in game can span across a map of this size. So once you get to a certain level in your game, you understand what is an offensive gun sound and what is a defensive gun sound. And you're able to pick out enemies across the map based on sound alone.
Captain Timo over here looking like he's trying to take the north roof. Maybe perhaps trying to get a pick off somebody that might be peeking the window outside a hospital. Otherwise, perhaps inside burning, which Base Sleepa is looking at towards the glass building. If he peeks out, Timo might have a good shot on him. He would need to step out a little further.
Visual inside that hospital. He's probably on the stairwell.
Yeah, I mean, good.
Based on the callouts.
Yep.
Looks like he's looking into the hospital.
Yeah, he's trying to look down, I believe, into, hospital roof, of course, but then in the windows of hospital itself. And Phonics staying really tucked into the corner, is not exposing himself. Wicca has pushed up to tank courtyard behind the tank, doing well there. Llewellyn also trying to push up to center, burning in front of the airplane, where Base is going to be able to hear any audio cue outs that do happen with that. And Base keeping an eye on the front of the plane here. Llewellyn being very quiet, looking for anybody that could be in center burning or an airplane or a broken wing courtyard. Etch with an excellent shot there on Ranger as he drops his rifle, trying to reload. And that's going to end what would have been the east push from those guys. Wicca in still behind the tank in tank courtyard. Llewellyn getting danger close to Base here. Opposite sides of both in a crawl, so Base is going to be hearing all these audio cues from Llewellyn's footsteps.
Yes, Base seems to be absolutely honed in on Llewellyn there. Very aware of where he is.
And he hasn't called him out yet. Yeah, he hasn't called him out. I believe he's going to try to do the little surprise factor here, ensure that Llewellyn doesn't know he's there.
I'm not sure Llewellyn does.
I don't believe he does.
The objective, I think, might be an interesting interaction very soon.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be too worried about anything that could be below him. And here comes Llewellyn downstairs. Is Base going to be ready for it? Llewellyn, Base is going to peek it. Nice snapshot.
That did not come out on top for Llewellyn there.
No, it didn't. 3v2 here. And wow, we have Wicca, who has pushed all the way to the west. You know, Etch has cleared that west out, 2 kills, and they got to think that that's pretty clear for the most part. But Etch has made his move all the way over here. He has to deal with Engage back here in the back of hospital in the, what do you guys call it? The garage? Hospital garage, or?
We call that garage.
Yeah. Yeah, and as mentioned before, you know, you're going to hear call-outs, and it may not be similar to what you say, but these aren't global call-outs. You know, it's based on what your team needs it to be and what you guys understand it being. Like I said last night, man, you can call a building, you know, KFC or Hardee's or whatever you want to call it. As long as your team knows what you're talking about, that's all that matters.
Oh, I've heard it called everything.
Yeah. And Gage got a very powerful position back there in the garage, just head peeking the window, looking onto the OBJ. Now, it depends if Wicca is going to see him there. Smoke coming out on OBJ. It's going to give Engage all the all the information he needs to pick off Wicca, because the smoke does leave a trail. Yes. If you throw that midair, it does leave a trail. Captain Timo
Captain Timo does get to manage to get base there in the burning building. Phonic now completely honed in to where Timo's standing. Difficult approach for him. A flash out doesn't seem to be getting anybody there. So everyone is well.
And Phonic really eyeing him up, and Timo ducking down just in time, and Timo pre-firing the windows, giving himself a little bit of suppression, but moving out in the open. He's only got 18 seconds left, so he has no other choice but to try to push this, but Phonic finds him in the middle of the streets. Well, he wasn't technically jaywalking. That was a crosswalk.
That's a great hold there. 2v1 hold from Kai.
Yes, it was.
A valiant attempt by Notorious for sure.
Yes. You know, Notorious being... I mean, we have to say it. There has got to always be an underdog. Notorious going to be the underdog tonight. Kai's reputation and standings showing that they are the more powerful team in this aspect. And this is their map pick. So, you know, double-edged sword there. It's going to affect Notorious one way or another, being Kai's map pick and, you know, more experienced and higher in their ranking. So it's not uncommon for us to see a Kai lead go off, especially a 4v5 on the first round. But Notorious, very willing and very able to come back and get some points on the board. Being total points here in the IVRL, doesn't matter how much you win on the first map, is total points is going to take over, and you need to come back on the second map, you know, stronger and better.
A 3-0 to start is definitely a difficult position to be in. But I've certainly seen comebacks from a more difficult position. So it's absolutely not out of the question that Notorious can come back over here, especially now that they're starting on Volk with their full roster.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's plenty of opportunity here for them to show themselves.
Absolutely. And the objective has changed. So now we are jumping into the far west objective, west of the plane, west of gas station. It's
just west.
It's just west. It's far
west.
Right. And chat, please let us know how the audio is going, and if anything needs to be turned up, turned down. Things are too loud for you. You just want me to shut up? You want Will to comment all the whole time? I can do that.
If you want me to shut up, if you want Lamp to comment. Don't say that, because you'll make me cry, and you don't want to make me cry.
Absolutely. We're very pleased to have Will with us tonight, and I have to say she's doing an amazing job.
Listen, I'm doing my diddliest.
And we do have a northeast spawn from the offense, as the defense is taking their positions here on the west OBJ. Captain Timo in impact. Ranger right there on the red scaffolding. Wicca, white car by gas station. Very good spot there. And Llewellyn hidden inside that little building by gas station. Aelin.
Base Life pushed up here. Yes. West. Looks like he's about to come into contact with Captain directly.
Yeah, and Timo's in a very powerful spot. Being behind this, what do you want to call it? It's part of the airplane. Wow, and Base is able to see him.
Base Life comes out on top. I thought that would go the other way, considering it's such a dark place for a Volk to be sitting.
It is. Black on black there, and Base with excellent eyes. He must be young. Could see that.
He's eating a lot of carrots.
Yes, lots of carrots. Keeping that good eyesight as the offense is making very good time and very good map advantage here, pushing up to the airplane fuselage. Semper and Phonic both coming through here with Llewellyn at center burning, a Ranger finding Etch off that red scaffolding.
Llewellyn is in a critical position right now. If he plays his cards right here, he might be able to stop the push, picking off first Semper, and then possibly Phonic tries to go for that refrag.
Yep. And Ranger doing
Just
some
kidding,
work.
Ranger.
He is doing some work on that red
Ranger
scaffolding.
gets spawning first.
Yes. But like you said, Llewellyn could do some damage. You know, he's already behind behind the offense now.
Oh no! No, that is. Oh no!
We don't even like to say that Aelin far back is taking that PKM pre-fire.
There goes that hope.
Yes.
But Wika manages to down Llewellyn all the way from the back west. What a shot!
Yeah.
Only down though.
Only down. So Semper is able to give callouts possibly, but Llewellyn would have been in a very powerful position because he was already behind the offensive push and could have moved in from that flank. But Aelin from a distance had picked him off accidentally. And like in that distance in this game, you know, it's hard to tell the difference, especially in dark shadowed areas, if it is offense or if it is defense. But you do want your tablet out. You want to know where your players are sitting. Very important part of the game. No immediate reaction to get Semper up currently. He does probably have about a minute before he dies, maybe 90 seconds before he dies completely and bleeds out. So he is able to give callouts, as you can hear his body saying. If you can reach your radio and click it, you can, you know, call out to your teammates what you see around you, but you're not able to shoot or do anything else in game.
It's like Age is going to go for this. So it's going to be very. Unless Wika is able to catch Engage on that cross 5, but I feel like they're hidden behind the. Nope, there's.
Yeah, the revive did come out nice and low in that terrain, able to get that revive, and Semper does find Ranger. It looks like base is very focused on this very west angle here, possibly looking for Aelin. Wicca and Aelin, the only two left to guard this OBJ. And Wicca really far, Aelin really far away, finding Semper. What a shot there. Bringing it to a 2v2.
Semper's attempt at rebirth shut down almost immediately.
Yeah. But Aelin doing the right thing, getting a slightly closer, getting a better angle, slightly closer to the objective, just in case things do go south for their team. And base and them know that somebody's over here. And that's the powerful position. That's the powerful thing about this spot is this position's very hard to deal with. You have to get in the open to even attack this. As we see Aelin picking up another one. He is
and
killing.
We're quickly down to a 1v2.
Yeah, so killing enemies and friendlies. Everything is dying from this angle.
I can't fault him. I've been there many times.
No, we all have. And if you've been playing Onward and you haven't team killed yet, you haven't been playing long enough. So it's bound to happen. It will happen. Nerves, anxiety, the game just not showing you, colors. You're looking in a shadowed area. Can't tell the difference between black and brown. Sometimes you just forget what team you're on.
Etch here kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Seems to be a little bit convinced that there might be someone in gas station. But a crossover here without any sort of utility is going to be very difficult for him to get towards the objective. Ailing just right around the corner, and Wika definitely prepped for the refrag in the event that Engage does manage to get Aelin.
Yeah, Engage
He's
knows
very aware
exactly
of Aelin's position.
Where he's at, exactly. And Aelin has no idea it's here yet, so if the speed is right, Engage should win this, and a trade comes out. Trade where it takes
what
over.
A round.
Notorious taking the third round here, bringing a point back on their side. 3-3.
There it is, and this might be the start of some well-needed momentum for Notorious over here to start coming back on this map.
Absolutely. Let's see, Trip is telling me to do things in chat. He's always making me do things. There we go. He was right. I hate to say it, but he was right.
Oh no, does this mean you can switch to my camera position now?
No.
Okay.
If you look at the scoreboard, our PFPs, our logos were like touching. And he was saying if I turned this button on and off, that it would separate us a little bit. But maybe we liked being there, Who knows, Trip? Let us alone.
Don't speak for me.
Yeah, don't tell me how to live my life. No, but thank you to Trip and Etch. I mean, they are the caster gurus. They are the coders, the people who make this happen for us. And, you know, all the graphics, the touchscreen that I am able to switch back and forth so easily, and the smoothness of the cast is all due to Trip and Etch. And we do appreciate you guys so, so much. And Phonic, man, if you can hear the tunes, that's all.
Oh, those
Phonic.
tunes slap,
Dude. Instead of me talking, I just end up turning them up, you know, and we just jam out to tunes during the between rounds. And we lost a fifth
I
member.
wish they were on. Looks like it, yes. Oh, and we're starting anyways.
Yeah, and this time we still have Alan in, so he was the other member that dropped, or that was not here in the beginning, and he is here currently, so shall see what happened there. Unfortunate events
Doesn't look like a restart is coming in. I feel like they're just gonna go ahead and play a 5v4 one more time.
Yes, and that's unfortunate. We hate to see that, but same objective. It's going to be the west objective, but a different spawn here, looks like. And we got the straight west, or straight east spawn. Weller pushing through container courtyard, heading up to the north.
I'm gonna take the rooftop.
Looks like they got 3 others heading to the south somewhat, and central location of the map. One heading through the dunes back to hospital garage, as the other one is getting close to hospital, watching that south street. Etch guarding that north, not quite peeking between the buildings, but staying just tucked in. And I believe Kai realizes it's a 5v4. They don't have to get too aggressive. They're already a man advantage. It's just about holding your angles and ensuring getting one more point here. Captain Timo.
Pretty standard defense here from Kai, with Etch holding the north, Base Lapa taking that second story impact building position, looking towards the objective. Engage in a very similar position to Aylin last round. Semper over there in gas station, looking towards the hospital, where he might run into contact fairly soon. And Phonic holding the Volt garage, looking towards the plane position.
Yep, very good defense, and it's nice and spread out. You know, they're covering all their angles. They're, you know, setting up kind of a line, a finished line, that not allowing anybody to cross that that portion of the map. Ranger in hospital, trying to move forward a little bit, and Captain Timo coming from underneath tank courtyard in that basement area, looking into center burning, where nobody is located, so he's able to push up pretty safely. Aylin still coming into hospital, not running into anything yet. And Llewellyn on top of north roof, looking down, trying to spot any defense, but the defense is really tucked in, so they're not giving any information away right now. We are a minute and a half into the round, and or 2.5 minutes into the round, and not much happening just yet.
Looks like my audio might still be a little bit borked. I turned off my RTX voice, so hopefully that helps.
Yeah, just I think last round you were cutting out a little bit, but this round seems a lot better.
Not sure. I know I tried to prep for my dogs being very loud in the background, but they seem to be sleeping, so I just went ahead and got rid of the RTX voice. Sorry, guys. First time. Hopefully that helps.
Don't apologize. It's usually Mono's fault, so...
Phonic with a good pick off Llewellyn there.
It was, and Phonic looking towards north roof did pick up Llewellyn, trying to come off the roof and push forward. And it's really tough for, you know, your push when you get picked off from across the map. You know, it's different if you're in a head-to-head fight, but when you get picked off on across the map, you know, it's it's just disheartening for sure.
For sure, it makes you sort of second guess your push there.
Yep, very methodical, slow push by the offense here, and being down a man already. Etch did. Yeah, he's trying to push that north a little bit more, but nobody
It
there.
doesn't seem to be running into anything there.
No. And again, that's the VR game. You know, you don't know. We're the caster. We got 20/20 vision. We're able to see where all the players are, name tags and all, and Phonic picking up another inside this courtyard. But we're able to see everything, and we can, you know, understand why people do the things they do. And as players, we can understand why Etch would do that. You know, Etch is taking the edge of the map and trying to protect himself and the team from any flanks, but there's just nobody up there. But he doesn't realize that until, you know, he finds nobody, basically.
Oh, he did the absolute right thing, trying to take map control here on defense. He has no idea that no one else might be here. Oh, but he does get an excellent log shot on Captain Timo there from, I believe, Burning Building. What a beautiful shot.
Yep, white car to Burning Building is a very powerful angle there. Able to protect yourself behind the white car and see into that second story of Burning Building and the bottom floor, technically. Great flash from Aelin onto Phonic. And Phonic doesn't realize where that shot came from, or that flash came from. Thought it came from the north, but it came from the south. Aelin takes a shot and swings past Semper and gas station. Now they have this line covered with base on top of Impact, second story, looking down where Aelin is about to cross. Lots of lasers. Etch finding Aelin to finish the round. 4v1, or 4-1 here. Kai going up, taking another round. And it looks like Wicca is back in the lobby. Hopefully we can keep a 5v5 going.
That would be ideal. And again, we're back to a similar situation where we got a 5 back last time. They start on defense on a new objective. And if they can just hold this, they have a hand in staying competitive on this map here.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, Kai's pick, Quarantine. I mean, like we mentioned before, it is going to be, you know, they picked it for a reason, right? They know it well. They may have had some tricks up their sleeves for certain objectives, but overall, they're just playing a really tough game, and a few of the rounds for Notorious have been a disadvantage of 5v4, and it's unfortunate, but hopefully the players can stay in the lobby, and we can have a full 5v5 the rest of the match. Where do you feel like Notorious will go, map 2?
That's a good question.
So they banned a couple of the short maps. We got Cargo banned, we got USS Quest banned, we got Subways banned, and Bazaar banned. So what are you feeling? Maybe a long range?
I feel like we might see a long range. I feel like a Downfall would be a very interesting map to watch between these two teams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing Downfall.
Downfall? Yeah, good guess.
That's my guess. What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe Notorious wants to throw a curveball. Maybe even like not an abandoned. Something maybe Kai wouldn't be ready for, you know?
Oh, abandoned. That's actually an excellent guess. I'm going to change my guess to abandoned.
It just, you know, Notorious, I don't know, obviously. You know, neither one of us know what they're going to pick. They don't have to pick until after this map is over. But, you know, if you want to take a long-standing high-ranked team and throw a curveball at them, you got to pick one of the newer maps or the custom maps. And Base with an excellent shots on Wicca already. Again, bringing this quickly to a 5v4.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
But picking something like Abandoned would really, if Kai hasn't played it much since it is a newer map, you know, could play favor.
For sure. Very interested in seeing how the second map will go. But I do believe that even though they're down to a 4v5 over here, Notorious has a good chance of winning this round. This tends to be an objective that favors the Volk, since it is so open out in the middle of the street. It's very difficult for a Marsoc to try to go in for a cap without being cut off.
It is, until Aelin just runs across the open right there and gets picked off.
And my lord, I am about to eat my words.
Oh, and Ranger, yes. A late aggressive push by the defense, not faring out well for them there. The aggression and trying to get more of the map covered did get a few kills on their side. and Etch and Sepper both taking over the sand dunes here. Very powerful position, but Captain Timo is looking down this way.
And there it is, just like that. It's just Llewellyn left to defend the objective here.
I'm resable.
Not a lot of confidence coming out of his VoIP here.
The problem with the dunes there where Etch and Semper are is you have a lot of area to run around, and there goes Blue Weller.
There it is.
Yes, and Kai taking map 1 5-1. But with the sand dunes
on their
there,
map pick,
yeah. When you're in the sand dunes, there's a good spread of area that you can head peek from and, you know, and disguise yourself into a certain situation. But I think you have the advantage while you're in the dunes because there's only really, what, 2 spots that you could be sitting guarding the objective. You're in that little, like, garage area or that little side building, so you're able to just pick those spots out instantly rather than, you know, being in the dunes, it could be anywhere. And Kai going up 5-1 on map number 1. We are going to duck out of this map. They're going to have a rehost. Notorious is going to pick map 2. Going to be a surprise. We have no idea what it's going to be. Be surprised with us after this break. And we will be back here in just a minute on map number 2. Congratulations to Kai, map number 1 winners, 5-1 over Notorious. Welcome back, everybody. Here we are. I am Lampy28. I have Will Selmy P as co-caster for map number 2. We are in week number 13, Kai versus Notorious. And as you can tell, we are going to map number 2, which will be Subway. Notorious pick. Subway, man. I mean, I've casted, I think, Subway 5 times this week, it seems like. And it is a popular map. Very fun to cast. Lots of utility. Lots of good strategies. It's not an open map by any means. It's the next closest close quarter map that we have available. And I know Dark Matter is very good on Subway, and you guys love Subway as well.
I am so excited to watch these teams play out Subway. I know that Kai is very adept at it. I'm not quite as familiar with Notorious's play on it. But I'm sure if they did choose it, there's going to be some insane gameplay about to happen between the two.
Yeah, I mean, they picked it for a reason, right? So should be an exciting match. And we got the Chinatown OBJ to start things off.
He's going to watch south. And I'll watch the score. I'll watch the cross coming back at Chinatown here. You know,
and Kai going on defense first. We are 5v5.
Just, you know, maybe you play more.
It looks like Notorious got the north spawn there, so curious to see if they're just going to push a hard north or do a little spread.
Yep. Let's see here. We only got, looks like 1 pushing north. And base.
We got 1 pushing way in the base. Captain. Oh.
And base coming around the corner. Ranger finding base instantly, bringing it to a 5v4 on their side now. And Notorious getting that quick advantage. Semper pre-firing south stairs, not finding anybody. Or did, and Wicca jumped back down. Didn't get there in time.
Semper is primed and ready. Oh, and then there it goes. Wicca down on the south.
Yep, 4v4 currently. 2 more heading back to the north here. Ranger and Aelin.
Engage, ready for anyone to come up maintenance, try to cross over, but it doesn't look like anyone is. Okay. Etch and Phonic, the 2 holding the objective closest. Llewellyn, ready to come up here in the, we call it U-Haul.
That's another one.
Not sure what anyone else.
Yeah, U-Haul, Overpass, Horseshoe. What's another one that I've heard this weekend? Edge called it something different. I can't remember what it was now. But again, you know, there's names for everything, and as long as you and your team know what you're calling it, that's all that matters. We'll have our own verbiage, vocabulary on it, but...
in the center alleyway, sounds like he's back where that dumpster is.
And Llewellyn hearing all this audio cues. Rocking that. He's got the MCX, he's got the new MCX. With NVGs. And you see the night vision being used, and that's because the map is a lot darker in-game compared to what you're seeing here. So if you look, I'll turn off our highlights, and this is what the map does look like. And the dark areas do get really dark in the shadows. Hard to pick out that black uniform. As you can see, Phonic sitting here. Now, if I turn off his player tag, really hard to see Phonic sitting in this dark tunnel without NVGs. And again, turning on the highlights is going to allow the caster in the audience to see things more clearly. Llewellyn really focused on this corner. He knows someone is there. And it does look like there is a green light in the pockets of Phonic having a C4. But Llewellyn not making any noise, so the C4 is not blown. The C4 is back here. I'm not sure if it would even reach Llewellyn anymore, and I know it wouldn't at this point. So Llewellyn is safe from the C4.
All Phonic has to do is, oh, there it is.
And the headshot does
just
come
move
out.
An inch.
Yes. And Llewellyn, I mean, taking a great advantage, peeking out that far, being so close to OBJ. Etch finding that quick refresh.
Ready for that.
Yes.
Ranger and Aelin here, a dynamic duo in the north, putting some pressure on Etch. Engage is going to have to think about what he wants to do. Looks like he's rotating back to support his teammate.
And look at the
Captain
flank coming
Timo
from
right
Semper.
on the corner.
If Semper can get up in the north
Captain
stairs in
Timo
time.
looks like he's thinking about capping here. He's got tablet out.
Tablet out. But he's running through the smoke. Is
Shut
exposed.
down.
Here comes Semper. Semper coming from the backside of Ranger and Aelin will be able to clear this out. And there it is. Semper with the long flank through mid-platform, coming around to north stairs. Clearing
Absolute
out.
chaos there at the end.
Was.
But Kai cleans it up. Well done.
Yes, it was well done there. And Kai going up total points here, 6-1 currently. And let's take a look, full screen replay at Semper's flank here into the north.
He's got tablet out.
Tablet out, but he's running through the smoke, is
Shut
exposed.
down.
Here comes Semper. Semper coming from the backside of Ranger.
Great
and
read
Aelin
by-
will be able to clear this out. And
What a
there
very
it
calculated risk there.
was. It was a very good calculated risk. I mean, they pushed through mid-platform, and, you know, by having that flanker move that way is you're losing a guy to guard OBJ. So you got to trust in your teammates, and you got to understand that, hey, you know, we have objective covered. If you got the ability to flank, then it's time to flank. Make sure we get all of them predictions paid out from last map and get the new ones up for you guys. Again, predictions are free channel points you can predict with. Looks like somebody may have gotten them for me already. Trip did. Thank you, Trip.
Trip's just our guardian angel.
He is. He is the man behind the curtain.
I'm gonna go over that.
He's the man in the hammock on the beach. And again, north spawn here for the offense on the Chinatown objective. Will they push north? Will they push south? Let's see how they do. They spread out quite a bit. Couple going overpass, couple going towards the south. Semper pushing the north here. Ranger. Ooh, the
We
flash
got
went
Ranger
too
and
far.
Captain Timo pushing the north.
Oh!
Down Semper, down engage.
Both only down though. Wicca does need to get these confirmations. Getting one,
There
getting
they go
two.
out.
And quickly to a 4v3. Notorious favored.
Strong start there for Notorious.
And Llewellyn
Some
standing
calculator
here with
aggression
a
there
knife.
paying off.
Llewellyn standing here with a knife in horseshoe, overpass, U-Haul, you know, whatever. But
Oh, I
Phonic,
need to watch this.
Phonic on the opposite end of this. He's in the other side of the tunnel. Now Llewellyn is going to be able to hear it, but what will he do? He does know he's there. He has turned his avatar towards him. Knife in hand, tablet in hand.
I feel like since he hasn't let go of his knife, he still wants to get this knife kill. But he's seriously thinking about it.
Yep. But at this far away, Phonic is going to hear the footsteps before Llewellyn can get there. So he really needs to pull out his gun in this aspect. But
I don't think Llewellyn is aware of him.
No, I think he heard him to begin with, but he's been so quiet lately that Llewellyn has lost track of where he could be.
I think he might have second guessed himself and thought it might have been a friendly or something because he let him walk right past.
And Llewellyn now looking this way, but not seeing Phonic that has gotten on the top of the stairs. And man, what a shot
Though
would
if
be.
he does play his cards right here, he might be able to catch both Phonic and Etch.
And Phonic doesn't even react to the fact that Llewellyn has found him, and Etch with a great reaction. Wow, that could have played out so different if Llewellyn would have reacted a little earlier.
Did not work out there for him in the end. Great idea, though. Love the ambition.
Phonic finding Timo and moving to the dumpster. Now a 2v3. Lots of pre-fire coming out here from Aelin. And Aelin looking for Etch, and they trade. And a 2v1. One man left, Wicca Wicca. And he's going to have to run out and probably die. And getting the trade on Phonic, leaving base up and the sole man up for Kai. Kai taking another round, 2v1 here.
Excellent pitch there at the end for Kai.
It was. And total score here, 7-1 still. I mean, Kai gets another point or so, it's going to be really tough. Well, let's see, 1, 6. Yeah, I don't. So the most points Notorious can get in a map is 6 points. So they're at the point now Notorious cannot give up another point, or they are going to lose this matchup.
Quick math from Lampy over here.
Right. When you do it every day almost, it just, you're able to see it magically, I guess you could say. But Notorious has got to have some things up their sleeve. This was their map pick. They have to feel strong about it. There's got to be a reason for the pick. So, you know, hopefully here we'll see some new spark, something new, maybe some aggression from Notorious, maybe a quick cap, bring this back.
Perfectly possible on this objective.
Yeah, we do have the mid-platform objective.
Lots of very sneaky cap positions. If you play your cards right, behind the map, just outside the tunnel, with some good smokes and some good sneakability. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm using it.
We can put it
Absolutely possible to go up 2 points here.
Really is. And like you mentioned, you know, you got the map cap, which would be behind this billboard of a map. You're able to sneak up behind here and put in a 7-digit code, get the map, send the uplink. You can hide behind this pole and the fizzy coke machine, get that uplink. So some spicy plays and objectives can come out from this map, or from this one here.
Myth, if you're watching, this C4's for you.
That's Semper.
So yes,
Edge pushing down south. Looks like he's expecting some action down here. I hope see if he's right or not.
we do have a heavy push in the basement tunnels, red room, where Etch is hiding and where Base is guarding as well. I've played Base. I played against Base on this stairway, and he is very good at quick peeking this stairway. And you will see him bounce back and forth and try to get some type of information from you, seeing if you're there, possibly some utility. Looks like he is priming a grenade or a flash. Yes.
There's a flash. Push coming out from Base. He thought about it, went back. Engage here, about to come into contact with Captain Timo and Wika. Captain Timo first. There it is, he comes out on top. Wika can't quite find the refrag there. Base finding Llewellyn on the stairs.
Wicca with a great flash, gonna push this out, find Etch on the subway tracks.
Fantastic flash.
Yes, it was. And he had it primed. He already grabbed it when Etch was shooting at him. And man, was that tough, because Etch was was shooting at Wicca, and Wicca had to dive behind the boxes there. Ranger down on the service stairway. We're quickly in a 3v2. Phonic guarding the objective from across the trackway, and Semper to the north guarding that map cap per se. And Alan still in the south.
Semper looked like he's... Oh, no, he's just hiding. I thought he might have been going for a flank, but no, he's just hiding over here in the north tunnels. Watching towards the U-Haul exit. Looks like Engage confirms Ranger there. No possibility for a pickup anymore. Now it's just down to Wika and Alan.
Yeah, and they're just, you know, sitting still, getting some cue information, getting some audio cues, trying to find out exactly where these people are going to be. And, you know, the defense really staying tucked in, so trying to find some information is going to be difficult. Wicca bouncing back and forth on the stairway has been called out. Not only
does... Smoke, though, Engage. Excellent position for the smoke there.
It was. That was a perfect smoke. But you do have Phonic, you know, looking back over top of Wicca's head, and Wicca going to rotate just in time, trying the other stairway. We'll have to deal with Semper. Now that they know he's in the basement, they can just really focus on both of the stairways. And it's very hard for Wicca to peek up and know exactly who is going to be looking at him and from where. And that's why you see Wicca bounce around a lot. He's trying to get information. He's trying to get somebody to shoot at him. And so he can, you know, echolocate basically where they're coming from and where they're shooting from. And he is going to get that information and take out Wicca. Wicca's going to take out Semper, yes. Good information peek from Wicca. Bringing it down to a 2v2. Wicca pre-firing the tunnel.
Alo not in a bad position here to support Wicca. If they manage to pinch in together with some good utility, couple of smokes, might be able to at least confuse the offense here in order to get them to rotate and pick them off.
Yep. And again, Wicca trying to peek the south stairs, getting shots from Phonic, which is also going to give Alan information as well. And Wicca just doing a great job head peeking this and trying to get information, finding out where all the defenders are sitting. But it's peeking too much, and Phonic getting that kill. 2v1 with a minute 20 left.
Ayla now should have enough information to understand where both the defenders are sitting, both with the audio cues from Engage and the gunshots from Phonic. Do a quick hit and just refragged immediately from Phonic.
Yep, good teamwork there by Kai.
Honestly, it's the best attempt that Notorious could do here, but Kai really just did have everybody's back there.
Yeah, they did, and it was a good setup, and people are, having complementary angles on defense there. And as one was going down, there was shots coming from another person defending that. Good communication, but Notorious also doing a good job. Wicca, head peeking those those basement tunnels, getting information as needed, getting that quick pick on Semper there in that north track. That was a very excellent snapshot, and not much left there for Alan to do. He rushed that OBJ stair, or that OBJ what do you want to call it, track tunnel, and got that kill, but was quickly refragged by the guy across the map. So tough, very tough. And Kai being where they're at in the standings, and the known team that they are really showing their strength here tonight.
Yes, absolutely. They have a lot of time playing together as a team where they understand that where their teammates are going to be, what angles they're not currently watching, and how to support their teammates in that sense. So if one of their friendlies goes down, it's basically almost a guarantee that a refrag's about to come out.
Yeah. And that's that higher tier team, team play. And as the younger teams and newer teams work through the rankings, you're going to understand as you rise through the rankings that you're going to need that teamwork. You're going to need that ability to understand where you're playing and where your teammates are playing, and the complementary angles you can play to help them out and watch each other.
Yeah, you almost expect that if you're fighting one person on the enemy team, you should expect to be fighting both, unless you know for sure there's only one left.
Right. And casts come in to help where, you can re-watch yourself and watch the mistakes that you make, and also you can get information from the enemies that you're playing and the teams that you're playing, and try to figure out some of their, tendencies and their strategies as well.
Timo here with the C4 on the maintenance stairs, just listening for any audio cues and ready to blow. Also with a flashlight there, hopefully to blind and confuse anyone that might come up. Interesting play.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't look like anyone's going that way, though. Looks like they're opting more towards the south push on Kai's end.
Yeah, going a little off meta. The meta and the normal push would be through that service stairs, and Timo has that locked down, but not much push from Kai, like you mentioned. So Engage coming down north stairs here. North stairs. It's hard to push through this north stairs onto mid platform because you are bottlenecking yourself so bad through here.
When it works, it can work very well, because if you do it intelligently and you manage to pick off some key players, you should theoretically be able to run up towards that map by the objective and go for a cap. So a north push, when it plays off very well, but it is extremely difficult, as you can see with Wika there picking off Engage in the north, and that kind of shuts down that entry.
Could just be a down, but I can watch for the rest.
Yeah, it like you said, it can be pushed methodically and very intelligently, as long as I think you have to take the attention away from it, right? You have to draw attention from somewhere else, so there's not so many lasers looking at you in that little bottleneck. And Captain Timo here really focused on this, service stairs. Phonic moving so ever quietly. And Captain Timo hearing these footsteps, flash coming out. That had to get Timo. Blew the C4 a little
Ranger
early.
getting there.
Oh, he did not see him.
Ranger getting etched there in the U-Haul and base lepo with an immediate refrag.
Oh my goodness.
U-Haul cleared. Oh, Captain Timo
Yeah.
Working out there.
Phonic made it out. They were flashed, and Phonic made it out around the door and behind the door and hid, not seeing Captain Timo sitting there as Captain Timo was flashed. And, man.
Down to a 2v4 there, Notorious's favor. Looks like they have a pretty solid hold on this objective.
Yep.
Base sniper in the U-Haul coming out on the north entrance. North stairs.
We'll see if Semper sees Luara's head here on the north of this, or on the front of this. And he will.
And he does.
Meant to stay in front of the train car. Couldn't get it out in time.
It's okay. I'm sure I'm absolutely stumbling on all my words. It's my first time. Be nice to me. I'm sorry about the audio issue.
I'm about to give you the main, and you're going to do this.
Lord, please don't.
Nah, you're doing very, very well, and I'm sure chat is understanding that too. Semper with a nice peek.
Chat's mean to me.
No, they better not be. We'll ban them all. Ban them all.
Zuck's mean to me.
Zuck?
Base being very sneaky over here on the middle subway tracks. Aelin, though, should be able to hear those shots and figure out exactly where Base is crouching. Looks like he's sort of honing it in, at least watching the cross. He's going to have a very difficult time getting anywhere close to this objective.
Yeah, Base really has his laser set on Timo, but doesn't want to get tunnel vision, you know, and that's one thing as a player in the game. You don't want to get so focused on one player. You want to make sure you do have your surroundings covered. And
Semper.
Great shot onto Wicca. Bringing it to a 2v2. Did Timo throw off that smoke? I didn't see a smoke thrown from the offense, and I'm not sure if Timo threw out that smoke, but Timo and Base do trade, bringing it to a 1v1 with 1 minute left. Semper, last man up.
Semper's in a good position here. Aelin needs to crash.
Oh, Aelin is crashing, and
Semper's aware of this and gets him on the cross.
Yeah, and that's tough for Aelin there because of the different angles you can cap from. And the smoke that was placed, I didn't know if that was a defensive smoke or not. But if it was a defensive smoke...
Honestly, I couldn't tell myself.
Yeah, I gotta think it was, because I was on Semper and he didn't throw a smoke. So I don't see how Base could have got that all the way across the center platform and not hit anything. It was a very long throw. But if that was a defensive smoke, it kind of hurt the team a little bit, because there at the end, Aelin wasn't sure if somebody was on that other side and couldn't see the tracks on that side. But regardless, very nice shot by Semper, taking down the last member of the defense. And it was a good play by the defender to rotate back. I mean, you want to die rather than getting capped on. If you can't see every possible angle of where the caps can happen, you need to find a way back to that. And we are at match point here and map point for Kai. So being Notorious's pick, we do have to hope Notorious has got some tricks up their sleeve and possibly come back with some points here. Make this a game yet.
Whatever happens, it is the North objective right now, which basically guarantees we're about to see some serious, interesting interactions.
Didn't even notice. Nice.
This is my favorite objective to watch.
It is.
Not my favorite to play. It's always such a nail-biter to play. But to watch,
yeah,
stress-free.
Until everybody goes south and nobody goes north. And you're like, come on, I'll pay you to go north. Let's see what the offense has in mind.
There might be one in the stairs.
Right up to the OBJ, bro. Easy.
Bang, yes. If we smoke it off well, they will. Yeah.
Lots of talk of the north. Let's see how that plays out. See if they're going to follow through.
Amateur hour over here, boys.
Yep.
2 breaking off, heading towards the south.
You know how they end their jokes in amateur hour?
Hey, let me know when you're kind of in position.
Phonic and Etch prepared here for any sort of aggression in the north. Just hanging out on the staircase. One behind the other, though, so... Oh.
Perfect flash. That was a perfect flash to allow that offense to push. And utility coming out, flash coming out, and the offense rushing back. all protected once again. Smoke was not where they wanted to be, on the ledge and not down on the stairway like they hoped. Have not seen any C4 or any type of utility. And here comes more utility. Grenade coming out. How many is it going to take? It is going to get Captain Timo.
Timo with one.
And
Ranger right past.
Oh, man.
Phonic quick on the draw there.
Yes. And Base Slapper coming from behind, as Base normally does. He is the flanker on the team. He is the aggressor.
Oh, you're right. Base is right behind them.
And Base did
Looks
get
like
one.
Captain Timo is ready for this flank here.
As he is.
Looks like Base is maybe holding off a little bit.
Yeah, he took shots. They traded shots. Base backed off a little bit. Not going to contest it, as Wicca is attempting to peek the stairway. Etch also looking. Base finding Captain Timo behind that dumpster.
Oof.
And Wicca with the quick refrag. And Llewellyn is pushing. Is he pushing the objective?
Yes, he is.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, and Phonics did find him.
Down.
And Wicca did take out Etch, and we have the north open slightly here. Wicca last man up. Wow, I did not notice Llewellyn get up there on objective.
Very close. Wicca has a lot cut out for him right now. Really has to think about how he wants to approach this.
Yep.
If he wants to funnel himself down the north or try his luck rotating. Curious to see what he's going to try to make of this.
That smoke is going to blind Phonic completely, relying on Etch and Semper to do the dirty work here.
Some distractionary shots in the north. It looks like he wants to get himself out of there.
Yeah, checking to make sure nobody is flanking on him. And a lot going
Definitely
through.
Not in the place you want to be right now.
No, it's 1v3 versus Kai. And, you know, you're at match point and map point for the other team. And
Not right now, bud.
you gotta, you know, a lot is going through your mind here. You know, what are you gonna do? You got 3 minutes. You're close to OBJ. You're down to just yourself. Right now, he's just bouncing back and forth, trying to find an easy kill. Somebody to flank on him, somebody to possibly peek at the stairway. And he's taking the right
Semper
approach here.
absolutely ready
Yeah.
for this approach.
And Wicca is doing the right thing. He does need a prone. That's the right way to do this. Try to find those feet or those low angles before they find you. And he does find Semper.
And he gets him.
But he do have to worry about Phonic here. Is he going to pre-fire the corner?
I don't think he will.
Oh, man.
That's it. A Kai 5-0 on Notorious' map pick.
Yes. Very strong showing here from Kai tonight. Taking it 5-0 on map number 2 Subway. Wow. And, man, what a matchup tonight. I mean, Quarantine, an impressive match by Kai. Subway, again, another great match by Kai. And 10-1 final score.
Definitely a heavy win for the Kai. Although, you know, we say it 1,000 times, but the end score just really doesn't reflect the competitiveness of both teams, because it really does come down to sometimes a 1v2, 1v1. It's a lot closer than it seems on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
So we have to keep that in mind.
Yes. I mean, you're talking about a 5v5 milsim game here, and the scoreboard shows a point here, point there, but it doesn't show if it was a 1v1, like you mentioned, or a 1v2, 1v3, and how tight the battle could have been, because the only stats we can see are KDs or just total points at the end. Notorious did everything they could. They were down a man a few rounds there, which, you know, they would either have to take a penalty for delaying the game too long or just play 5v4, and they gave it all they could. And hats off to them. They did what they could. Kai is just a very, very powerful team, very well known up in the rankings there, and they proved it tonight with the 10-1 victory over Notorious.
It definitely had my heart racing a lot of the time.
It wasn't just because you were co-casting tonight?
Okay, well, let's not let's not muddy the fact.
Let's hear from chat.
It did...
Please, in chat, tell us how Will did tonight. I think she
Please
did
don't.
amazing.
Please don't.
She did
Please
amazing.
don't.
For her first
You can go
co-cast.
ahead. Listen, I'm sorry about the mic issues. I will fix it. It seemed fine when I was testing, but apparently not. But regardless of that,
we've all had
that was
issues.
just such an exciting matchup.
Yes, it was. It was very much. And, well, we do appreciate you being here tonight. And we're so excited to have you in the IVRL caster community now. Before you know it, you're going to be doing this by yourself every weekend, all weekend long, just like I have.
No, thank you. Thanks, but no thanks.
No, we do appreciate you co-casting. We do need more co-casters in the league. And what a fun matchup. And well, thank you again for being here. Any last words before we sign off for the night?
Thanks for having me. And honestly, like I said, even though the score doesn't necessarily show it, this was a nail-biter of a match.
It was.
And I really enjoyed casting it.
Awesome. Very good. And thank you again for everybody, especially everybody in chats. We have Ramen, Absent Minded Prof, Solar Bob. Appreciate you guys. Marksman, thank you for being here and always in chats. Entire Aqua Gaming and first time chatter. So appreciate you being here. Make sure you guys are all following IVRL on the Twitch. So down at the bottom, you can just hit follow. It costs you nothing but a click of a button. And we do have a second channel where you can follow that as well. And anytime we go live and have other matchups, you will be notified. That's all these channels are here for, is live league matches. So you will not be spammed by anything else but that. And thanks again for Zombie133 following recently. And I guess Quokka's in chat. He was in chat. We'll say thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks, Quokka.
But a lot of these guys, very good standing league players and people in the community. Naoko was in there earlier. Thank you, Naoko, for being your sausage. And
who? Never heard of him.
Yeah, right? Lambo. Appreciate you, Lambo. Smith518. Dazzler. Everybody. You know, we can sit here all night long and talk about everybody in chat, but we all thank you very much. I am Lampy28. This is Will Sell My P as my co-caster here this evening. We are in Season 1, Week 13 of IVRL. Congratulations to Kai taking this match 10-1 over Notorious. Good night, everybody, and God bless.
Have a beautiful weekend, guys.